So, when I renewed my electrical license this year, I received a packet from basically from the union, IBEW, NECA, that's National Electrical Benefit Fund, NEBF. NECA is, I forget. So basically they send you this packet. Okay, let's start off. First of all, I'm not looking to piss on anybody. You know, this is not me making fun of anybody, hating on anybody. This is just simply me giving you guys a heads up, to what comes in life. Now, refer to my previous video where I showed you that the union in Michigan, Local 58, IBEW, will discourage any young licensed electrician. We tried to organize in the union and they told us we were too young to have licenses, which made absolutely no sense. You're the state of Michigan's union. Your state of Michigan approved our license. Why wouldn't you not pay us as licensed electricians? That does not make any sense. So, let me go ahead and give you guys a little heads up. It's a good choice. You can consider it. Yes, they got benefits. Yes, you can think about your retirement, but keep in mind their fund could go bankrupt at any moment and you could be out of your retirement at any moment. Okay, keep in mind with the corruption already going on, keep in mind we were master licensed electricians trying to organize into the union, and these guys told us we're too young to have master license. That does not make sense. Okay, so with that being said, okay, here's your introduction into this packet they give you. They basically tell you, what is this place, what is this, what is that, what are we called, why do we do it. Becoming vested means joining their union. Earning any credits means earning credits towards your benefits like retirement, etc. Now, I'll tell you what, this is good for anybody who wants to work until they're 60 and die while working, and not even get to see their retirement. But if you have any smarts, you'd probably want to just do something on your own or work towards somebody who's working for themselves, one of these, typical Americans, American dream. You don't want to just work for a company the rest of your life. Basically, they tell you if you work for them forever, you'll get a few credits that will go towards your retirement. In my opinion, you should be making enough to cover your retirement. You shouldn't have to beg and choose and be an apprentice even though you have a license. It's just not right. So this basically just tells you, if you work for us, you'll get, pensions and all that. Here's a good little chart of how they do their retirement. You got disability benefits, pre-retirement spouse benefit, many things you can go into, but keep in mind, all this stuff is just kind of a cash grab to get you to join the union. They don't pay you what you're worth, and I'm pretty sure that if they won't pay you what you're worth as a young electrician, they probably wouldn't take care of you as an old electrician. Just want to give you guys a heads up. So don't join the union. Go find a personally owned company, some American that you can help out, and help them build their company. Don't worry about the union and all these benefits and all this. You should be making enough money and working every day to where you can take care of yourself and put some money away for your future. This stuff is all ridiculous. The fact that the union turned us down as young licensed electricians will never make me trust them again. I'll end up throwing this paper away, ripping it up, throwing it in the garbage. It means nothing to me because I know that they're a scam from the start. They don't want to hire young people who are worth what they're, pay them what they're worth. And that's their fault, It's their mistake. Hopefully some other young electrician sees this and thinks about it and says, hey, maybe I should give it a moment before I go joining the union. Maybe I should go try to work for a company who, is owned by an actual person, not just some random manager who's going to decide what I make, So, just a good heads up for you guys before you think about joining the union. Keep in mind, if you're young and you're licensed and you're motivated, they will not pay you what you're worth. There's no way there's not a chance in hell that they will pay you what you're worth. And if you plan on working for them, you'll need to work until you're like 60, 65 to even see any retirement benefits. If you even make it to that point. You know, keep in mind you're working with electricity. You're on a construction site. You could die at any moment. You know, so just keep that in mind and keep your future in head. My advice, find a good American business owner you can work for and do your best for them, and that's all I can say. Let me know your feedback in the comments.